4 cans later, I really couldn't get my pressure to rise. The modern farmer's a lot softer than the old timers was.
I need you to come over here, please.
All right, we got everything put back together, I believe.
Yeah, yesterday sucked a whole lot. So yeah, I broke my foot.
Alright, I think I may have figured out what my problem with wheat this year. It's been nitrogen or lack of nitrogen. I mean, you look at this wheat, it is nice, thick, and tillered out, and yielding fantastically all the way down through here. The only thing I can think of is that the soybean crop provided extra residual nitrogen to the wheat, and that's what really helped to bump up its yield. So I don't know if we just had heavy rainfall at the wrong time last year that maybe flushed some of my nitrogen that I applied out of the soils, or what. But but I do believe if I'd gotten my nitrogen right all across the board, my yields would have been quite a bit higher this year. And according to this, you know, maybe not too far off what I made last year. It's definitely a mistake that I made on this wheat crop for this year, but you know, figuring out nitrogen, how much to apply, the right time to apply it, is really, really tough, because nitrogen is one of those nutrients that does not stay in the soil profile when you apply it. If you don't apply a nitrification inhibitor when you apply it and it gets warm enough and wet enough, that nitrogen can actually turn into a gas. It can volatilize and gas off, and you lose it. It goes back in the atmosphere. Or if you get too much rainfall, it can actually leach the nitrogen down through the soil profile below the rooting zone to where the plants cannot access it. Or if you don't apply it at the right time, say it's too wet to get in the field and the plants are needing nitrogen and you can't get in there to apply it, you know, you can irreversibly harm yield that way. There's just a lot of things that go into nitrogen management. And apparently this year, based upon the conditions that we had, I didn't manage it right. I mean, we're still making decent yields, but seeing this, you know, I'm seeing what we could have had if we had had the right amount of nitrogen on at the right time. But going back to soil health, that's another reason I'm really trying to build up our organic matter, because if you build up enough organic matter in your soil, as you go throughout the season, that organic matter is slowly decomposing, and it's releasing nutrients back into the plants, especially nitrogen, sulfur, phosphorus. It's kind of a slow release fertilizer. You can't really depend on it to apply the nutrients when you need to, but you know that it is going to release those nutrients that can provide a real nice boost to yield that maybe you weren't counting for or planning on in your original fertilizer application.
So yesterday was not a good day for me at all. So, but today's a better day, and we're gonna try and get this farm done, move back to the farm that we started on the other day, and then maybe tomorrow we'll move again. I don't know. I don't know what day it is anymore. I wake up and every day it's Groundhog Day. So I'm gonna ask Zach to take me to go get vehicles that are at the other farm, because Matt is doing GoPro shots for you people, but it's taking forever. So I'm gonna run home really quick, because it's literally like 3 miles that way. So.
Uh-oh, looks like Kelly brought out the special bread right here for lunch. Tell you what, when you eat sandwiches for lunch, for days on end. It's nice to spice it up every now and then, and Kelly knows how to spice up a lunchbox. Seasoned Italian bread there, boy, it's gonna be good. Kelly's back on the planter today after we spent all yesterday afternoon getting it fixed. Hope she has a little bit better luck with it today than what she had yesterday. She's doing a good job staying right on my heels.
So it is now 4 o'clock. I have caught up to Matt, literally on his butt. So I am gonna bring the planter to the front. Carter's not feeling very well. So he's gonna go home and I'm gonna take over the buggy. Sometimes, you know, wheat, being tired, he just doesn't feel good. And it's been 100 million degrees outside. I think he's just caught something. So he's gonna go home and go to sleep. I'm gonna have my mom check in on him. And I'm gonna finish buggy duty. So, I mean, I can catch up to Matt literally 4 passes. So I think that's what we're gonna try and do. I think. Other than that, yeah, it's been a good productive day. A bouncy one though. Oh, I found every armadillo hole again. Oh, it's so nice not to have to look at everything except that and that. Sometimes it just, it's okay to change it up a little bit. So like I said, I'm caught up to Matt. Carter went home with my mom. He's not feeling good, so the heat, I think, has gotten everybody, and exhaustion. So I'm back to doing my fall job, which is the buggy. I just won't get out of said tractor and buggy because of the wheat. I'm allergic to it, so I'm already itching. But yeah, that's our day. We're gonna try and get this done and move to the next field. Since I'm caught up to Matt, it's okay to send Carter home. Hopefully he'll be better tomorrow and all will be well.
Well, here's another farm marked off the list. The yield on this farm blew every other farm out of the water. I mean, we're up here close to what we were yielding last year. I think the yield monitor is showing about 94, 95 bushels an acre on this farm. And the only thing different about this farm than the other farms is had soybeans growing on the majority of it, which providing that little bit of extra nitrogen. I mean, that's the only thing I can account for this extra yield, and possibly the little bit disappointing yields on the other farm. Now, if you remember from last year, you know, this whole farm wasn't in soybeans. We did salvage some of the cotton, and I could tell on the yield monitor when I got to those areas where the cotton was, my yield did drop down a little bit. So it looks like the soybeans, I'm guessing, accounted for about an extra between 5 bushels an acre on this farm. But still, even the rest of it behind cotton did better than the other farms. I'm not going to question this farm too much. I'm just going to be happy that I had at least one standout farm. Now we've got 2 other farms that we haven't cut yet that we planted behind soybeans last year. It was with that first variety that wheat that we had. So kind of see if you know, the yield uptick kind of holds true on those farms. See if my theory is correct that nitrogen was the deciding factor in yield this year. But before we get to there, we gotta move back down the road about a half a mile and finish up the farm where the planter broke down yesterday that we had to leave, come over here to this farm. I don't know, it's 6 o'clock. I doubt we'll get that farm done today, but we're gonna give it a good try. Well, the local big-time operators have arrived right next door to us, so threw my drone up to get a time lapse. I can't tell if they got 2 or 3 big Case IH combines working over there, but they definitely over there blowing some dust. I can see from here. Just got done with dinner. Don't get a chance to have dinner in the field very often, but my sister and husband went by Chick-fil-A and picked us up some supper and brought it out to the field. It sure is nice to every now and then be able to eat dinner at a reasonable hour. And one less thing you gotta do when you go home, you can go ahead and take a shower and go to bed, get some rest up for the next morning, don't have to cook anything. So really appreciate her doing that. And then a couple nights ago, my mother-in-law made some awesome roasted chicken, mashed potatoes, gravy, left it there at our house, and it sure is nice when you get stuff like that waiting on you at home. Yeah, harvest isn't all about the people that's in the field. It's there's also usually a lot of people kind of behind the scenes, you know, helping out with their own thing just to, you know, make the operation run a little better, a little smoother, a little easier. That's kind of the definition of what a family farm is. And, you know, and pretty much all of our family is involved with the farm one way or the other, even though really all you see is what me, Kelly, and Zach do on a day-to-day basis. Trust me, there's a lot of people behind the scenes that help out and make sure this operation is a success. Definitely would be a whole lot harder and not near as efficient if it wasn't for those people. You know, myself, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but my sister is the one that keeps all the books for the farm, pays all the bills. You know, she used to be in banking, so she's kind of the financial guru. And then, you know, my father-in-law, he helps us move a lot. Sometimes he goes and gets parts when we don't have a chance to do it. You know, my mother-in-law, she'll come pick us up at the field and take us where we need to go if need be. You know, sometimes she'll make us meals during the really busy season, or help Carter with his homework, you know, during harvest and school's in. My brother-in-law helps me with a lot of the technical stuff, computer stuff, all that kind of stuff. And, you know, both him and my sister, if need be, you know, they'll come out, they'll hop on the tractor and do whatever we need to do. I sure can't give enough thanks to my family for, you know, supporting the farm and just helping out in whatever way they can with whatever talents they got.
So it is 8:03. It is getting sticky out. We moved from the Windy City farm back over to this farm that we started off yesterday when the planter decided to have its little hissy fit. And we're done. So my dad is out here, so I'm gonna get him to run me to the other vehicles on the other farm, and I'm debating whether or not do I go back to planting for like another 2 hours, or do I just start fresh in the morning? Because then it'll be a really long day tomorrow. Decisions. I don't know, I guess we'll have to wait and see, huh? But a good productive day. At least it wasn't blazing hot. It actually cooled off a little bit, so. But next week is going to be awful, like over 100 degrees for the high, which means it'll probably be like desert heat 120, so.
Well, about time to call it another day. See all that dust hanging around. Got a cloud bank that just covered up the sun. It's right at 8 o'clock anyway, so we'll finish this round. Get the combine ready for tomorrow and do it all over again. I'm glad for the end of another day, but man, blowing off a combine, I don't think any farmer likes that task. In fact, I'm sure many farmers would rank it up there as one of their most hated tasks. That, along with sweeping a grain bin too. Corn's not that bad. I mean, it's dusty, it kind of gets in your lungs, it makes you hack. But soybean and wheat dust, man, that soybean and wheat dust just gets on you, and it's just itchy, and you just feel miserable until you get a chance to go get in the shower. And wheat's even that much worse because we're doing it in June. Humidity is the highest. There's generally not a wind stirring late in the evening, and I mean, you're drenched in sweat. Of course, that wheat dust is sticking to the sweat even that much more. It's just miserable. But it's got to be did. If you're going to drive the combine, you got to clean it off too. not really fair for me to get to sit in this combine all day long and then pawn off the job of blowing it off onto somebody else. But I got some really spectacular shots of the combine this evening with the drone. Some of the best I believe I've ever taken. Really pleased with them. Hopefully they show up good on your TV or your phone or your tablet or your computer or whatever you're watching this on. Hope these shots show up well. It's definitely not the easiest to try and line up for the perfect shot with a sunset in the distance while operating a combine with a 35-foot header and rolling grounds, making sure you're not cutting too high or too low.
Wow, that is a beautiful day. It's hot, but it's beautiful. And I'm back out here, ready to catch up after Carter went home yesterday not feeling good. Matt is about 50 acres ahead of me, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get out here, everything's done. Zach filled up. I parked this yesterday at 4 o'clock. You would think, oh man, everything's ready to go, nothing was wrong yesterday. Oh, but wait. So I'm going through here. I'm like, all right, gotta go back and zero out my, load sensors before I start. But oh, lo and behold, rows 19 through 23 have decided that they don't want to play today. They don't want to play at all, which means that there is a miscommunication. Sorry about my dirty windows. I ain't got time for it. Between rows 19, 20, 21, 22, this whole side right here, everything to the right, all those 1, 2, 3, 4, those 5 units right there. There's no communication, so something is broken between that and these. I don't know why, because I thought I had a conversation with this planter that we were gonna act right. Did great yesterday, and now this.
Washing windows in the flip-flops. When are you gonna start wearing sensible farm attire?
And I'm like 9 days, 14, I don't know how many days in straight of working that every day I wake up and it's Groundhog's Day. So now I'm gonna fold up, go back to the field that we started originally a couple days ago, and then wait on Matt when I wanted to start so I could catch up because of these problems. If he moves and I have problems, that means he has to get out the combine and he has to come and fix it because I don't know the electrical problems. That is his thing, that's his forte. I just know I can drive things and fix things that are mechanical, but when it comes to this stuff, nah, that's above my pay grade. That is him. So, happy. It's Saturday. Yeah, Saturday. So I'm back to running. Apparently stuff got pinched and Matt fixed it, so I'm running again in the worst field with washouts. So I decided to do this one first. And it's on the back side of this farm, which is actually just right down the street from where Matt is still cutting. That way, in case I have any more problems, which I won't, I can run over there really quick. So it'll be a long day. Gonna try and get all these acres caught up and planted.
All right, another farm checked off the list. We'll move down the road about 3 miles into the city limits of Jackson. Hey Carter, you think you can run this combine and cut this first field while I carry Zach back to the semi-truck?
Yeah.
About 3 miles an hour is about as fast as you want to go. Cut this front field and I'll be back.
Okay. This ain't gonna work home slice. This is a little bit.
Oh boy. Dude, why does this seat feel like it's all the way up? Like, I think it goes left to right. I can't remember.
Oh, good gosh, Carter. You're lightweight. Put some air back in this seat. Well, Carter got this first little field cut over here. Did a dang good job. Well, I carried Zach back to the semi truck. We was able to keep the machine rolling.
Dave agrees we should get DoorDash tonight.
What's DoorDash?
Deliver any food from Jackson.
Well, I get DoorDash when we could probably get Domino's to deliver out here.
Want to know what my all-time favorite thing doing in the field is? Pole dancing, baby! And not that kind of pole dancing. Around that one, and that one, and that one. These are the worst because they're so close to the tree line. So it's go around it, back up, back up to it, go around it, back up. Pole dancing. It's funny because it makes me money. Get your mind out of the gutters. So everything's running smoothly. I have all my Skittles and trying to catch up from where I was yesterday. Not doing end rows, so I'm doing end rows now. Let's get out of the freaking tractor. Because now I got low pressure problems. And I got an air leak somewhere. Which I found it. Brand new airline. Look at this. Brand new airline. I'm just gonna have to take this off. And then they just left, so I'm out here by myself. Yeah, I'm gonna figure out, I can fix that. This other stuff, I don't know. Oh. They'll be to the rescue.
All right, buddy Whizbird, show me your new pet. That's a pretty big one. I bet you had to run hard to catch him. You don't take them home and cook them for supper? No. You ever had rabbit before? I always love spending wheat harvest with Carter and seeing all the wildlife he catches. I used to be able to catch that kind of stuff, but old age has caught up with me.
Okay, so I've got 20 acres done on this field. I've got these two small fields and this small field. Unfortunately, I am running low on seed, so I'm getting a ride. Also, check out this awesome ditch I gotta cross. Yeah. So you gotta go across, circle back, and then go across there. We are fixing this winter. Fixing it. For the love of God, we're fixing it. This makes me draw up. Oh, this is the worst part. Freaking tire off the ground. 2 tires off the ground. That's great. gonna lose my mind because I keep popping air hoses. I'm never gonna get done. I'm never gonna get done. I'm never. Now I gotta go fix another one. So. And I'm so freaking tired. I just have like 3 more passes left and then I can go. Ah, heifer! It was busting, so goodbye. I'm done with you. So now I'm just gonna hook up this line to that line and hopefully weave it back through. This is supposed to be the better air hose line. Make sure it grabs it. And before I even bother to hook any of this back up and make sure it's gonna work. Make sure everything's working. It is. It's good. Load everything up and I'm gonna start over again. Because, you know, this is the story of my life today. Up and out. And my foot is killing me, but I'm gonna be alright. I'm a tough broad. So I'm gonna get this done and fill up and then move.